Cool Breeze and Coach Dante at the top of the second hour, and a preview of Thursday night football, and my thoughts on Draymond Green. They'll be short, sweet, and to the point. It is 5 minutes after the hour. Let's go. On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have left California.
This Brownsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised that the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, yeah! Time to get this party started, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Welcome to the tripped out Drayzilla Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. We got a lot on the plate today, including a move that has been approved, a suspension that has been handed down, and Brian Daboll speaks on the Giants. And to help me with that, now batting, the man who is disappointed in his Giants, number 420, Wize El Jefe, number 420. And given the fact that I don't have my full voice this morning, that is the best of the former Yankees PA announcer Bob Shepard that I can give you. Good morning, my brother. I love you. Thanks for coming on today.
Good morning. Good morning. Listen, I've been on to hockey and basketball season. I told Cole.
You threw the towel in with the Giants.
I threw it in after the 40-0 butt whipping we received opening day, and so
I was gonna say that's week one, and you threw the towel in then.
Throwing the towel then.
See, this is what I love. This is what I love about you. You already know, just as I, when the season is washed down the tubes. This is one of those times.
I'm not gonna waste my energy cheering them on when they just are horrible in every aspect of the game. So I've moved on to my Knicks, my Rangers, who are playing extremely well right now.
That they are.
So
I've
moved on.
Can the Rangers win the division?
If they keep playing this way, yeah, they can do a lot of things, man. They can. Mm-hmm. This new the coach now is really you know what it is. A lot of the players that we expected to play well last year that didn't are really stepping up. Alexis Lafreniere, whatever. I can't sometimes.
You got it right, Lafreniere.
So he's been playing very well.
Mm-hmm.
they're mixed. They're just getting it together at the right time. Listen, the season is still early.
Yes,
they can bottom out all of a sudden.
I hope they don't, man. I hope they don't. I want to see a great season for the Rangers. I do.
Of course, I do too. But it's exciting. And then my Knicks, they beat the Hawks yesterday without RJ Barrett.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, RJ is going to be big for them later on. And I'm looking at the long range for New York, because that top 4 seed in the East is there within reach for them. They just have to continue to gel and continue to play out of their minds. The real season for me, in terms of these contending teams, starts on Christmas Day, because that's when a lot of these teams are featured. And it's kind of messed up that the Knicks get the 12 o'clock game.
not really, because we always get the 12 o'clock game. It's always been the 12 o'clock game. So I'm used to that.
Yeah.
We get it out the way early, and then we get to hang out later on in the afternoon. So
true. Very true. Yeah, I'm used to games being at 12 at 12 noon. I'm used to only a double header. I've known the Knicks to play at noon on Christmas Day like since the 80s, when they would play like the Nets or the Bulls or teams like that. Let's get down to business. Awards were handed out, so were suspensions, and a whole lot more. And Anthony Davis is not blaming anything but himself. Here's the whip around presented by Fanatics. Lakers got blown out last night in their own building, 125-110, and Anthony Davis is not blaming his injury for his 9-point night. 9 points. You can blame Domantas Sabonis for that. Here's what I want your thoughts on. The owners have approved the A's move to Las Vegas. Okay.
Listen, for how many years have they tried to get a new stadium in Oakland?
Many, yeah. You're right.
So why do you force these why do you force these teams to have to compete with the Yankees, the Astros, the Dodgers, and everyone else, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And yet you continuously don't want to approve a new stadium for them. Hey, listen, Vegas is willing to pony up for the stadium. Look how the Vegas Knights are performing. Look how the Raiders are performing as far as attendance and money wise.
True. And Vegas are defending Stanley Cup champions. Vegas Golden Knights.
I get it. People are purists. A's didn't start out in Oakland. They started in Kansas City.
Yeah, and then moved to Philadelphia, and then wound up in the Bay. Yeah.
So no, listen. It sucks for Oakland A's fans because they were there championships and everything. But listen, Vegas is it right now. Like right now,
yeah, it is.
Being able, it's the entertainment capital of the world right now. So you throw in the LA, you throw in the Vegas Knights, you throw in the Raiders, and now you throw in the Athletics. All year round, you have sports.
And there's an NBA team on the horizon in Vegas to come into Vegas also. I feel that coming for some god awful reason. Don't ask me why.
Money. There's no need. There's no other reason but money.
Right.
It's gonna generate the NBA money. Why not? It's a business. Again, people are gonna be upset about it. Oh, why not bring that to Sonics? Or because they have to go where the money is. And right now, Vegas is.
Right now, it's Vegas. Yeah, right now it's Vegas. Right now, it is Vegas. I hate saying that. I hate saying that because I'm a purist at heart. But you're right. You got to go where the money is. And right now, it's Las Vegas, and they're taking full advantage of it. Congrats to Blake Snell and Gerrit Cole for winning the American and National League Cy Young Awards. They were awarded that last night. Gerrit Cole's award was unanimous. So congratulations to Gerrit Cole, and as mentioned, Blake Snell for winning the Cy Young Award. What the?
And now batting, the man who is still saying F Boston once again, number 420, Wize El Jefe. Number 420.
You're late. I already did the intro. I already.
Good morning. I know you did it, but still, I felt the need to do it again.
You felt the need to do it again?
Yes, I felt the need to do it again. How you brothers doing?
I'm great. I need to say something. I need to say something to Cole, and it's nothing hasn't heard me say before, and he knows I'm kidding around when I'm about to say it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you already know what's coming because I tease you with this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You are an soul. All right. I mean that in fun, folks. I mean it in fun. Let me get your thoughts. Mm-hmm. Let me get your thoughts real quick, Cole, on the unanimous approval of the move to Vegas for the Athletics.
I wish they didn't have to move to Oakland. I mean, move from Oakland to Las Vegas. However, I understand how government is there. Seemingly, they've witnessed how it has handcuffed them, handcuffed many different teams. I mean,
right? It's handcuffed two Oakland teams now: the Raiders and now the Athletics.
Yeah. And then the Warriors decided, Oracle's nice, but those new days in San Francisco looks nicer. So so now they're dealing with the fact that Oakland is basically chopped liver in that area. So
and they handcuffed themselves.
Yeah, they did.
They handcuffed themselves because there were three different stadium deals: one for the Dubs and one for both the A's and the Raiders. And the Raiders were talking a stadium deal when they moved back to Oakland in 1995. Mm-hmm. Nobody budged.
Yeah, it fell through.
The city of Oakland did not budge. Mm-hmm. They didn't budge. And honestly, and this is something you and I have talked about, Cole, off the air, the Raiders have no business being in Vegas. They need to be in Los Angeles. That's what SoFi Stadium was built there for. It was built. And Wize, you're absolutely right.
For the Rams and the Raiders, yeah.
It was Wize is right. It's money that's driving everything right now. But SoFi Stadium,
he's right,
was built for the Rams and the Raiders, not the Chargers.
Yeah, and Wize is right. Money is the driving factor. I mean,
it is.
They're about to head to a place where now they're being promised, well, we'll build you a 30,000 seat stadium for $1.5 billion.
30,000 seats. 30,000 seats.
Mm-hmm. 30,000.
Make that make sense. One more. Deshaun Watson. Take it away, Cole.
Well, Deshaun Watson feels a little bit on the disheveled side. I mean, he's feeling like, his world has come to an end, and he's needing some medicine, just some medicine, just some type of medicine that can help him feel all right. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Like
kick a brother while he's down.
Oh yeah, I told you, towel, woman, towel, doggone a towel. Yeah. No, another one. Come on now. I told you this is a triple towel. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm about to do some work. Oh no. No. Your messed up fingernails are not touching me. I ain't getting no lawsuit. Oh, you saying I'm still gonna get one? Oh, it ain't gonna happen, girly. You ain't touching this pole, and you ain't gonna be touching this body. It's just like the Ravens defenders. They didn't touch this body in the fourth quarter. You ain't touching this body neither, honey. All right, now let's get to work. Oh yeah. The rocket's about to lift off. Oh, you about to see it. Yeah. Oh, doggone it. Oh. I can't even move the arm. Oh. Have us get out. Get out. No, I don't need no massage. I lied to you about getting a massage in the first place. Get out. My arm. And that's this morning's whip around.
A nut. That's why I handed that to you on a silver platter. You a nut.
I didn't even plan for that.
Liar. As I often tell my children, you can't tell that lie with that 2-foot smile on your face.
Oh, Lord. You call me a nut. My other brother here says I need help every time I go into the Deshaun Watson bit. Oh, no, dude, it's just entertaining people.
You are a nut. What the hell are you denying it for? You are a nut.
All I'm saying is you kicked the brother while he was down, man. That's just
I'll weigh on that after the weekend. After a break, my thoughts on the Draymond Green situation. And believe me, it's a situation. Back after this.
I can't do it no more. Oh, this sucks. I can't believe it. What's wrong with me?
everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze claw.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby!
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Peckham's. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
24 after the hour. And, oh boy. You know what, Cole? If you weren't one of my best brothers, I'd sock you right in the mouth for every time you do that Deshaun Watson act, man.
Why? Why? I mean,
let me explain. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I would be too busy laughing, which I am every time you do that.
I mean, hey, look. Then why says I'm kicking a man while he's down.
Part of it is Deshaun Watson put himself in this situation.
As I say, I'm kicking a man while he's down. I did not invite 66 hoes. Massage therapists to see me masturbate. That's him.
Does anybody remember the movie Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Yes, we both do.
Yes.
Then you know the clip that's popped in my head right now. If the right number would have been invited. That's all I'll
Oh my goodness. But I'm not kicking the man while he's down. I mean, hey, he decided he wanted to have.
He put himself in a situation.
Yeah, he did.
Wize, we're not kicking a man while he's down. First of all, he kicked himself down. Second of all, he kicked himself in the ass by putting himself in this situation. And third of all, Jimmy Haslam kicked himself in the ass by spending $235 million on someone who ain't going to be there for him all 5 years.
Listen, I don't agree with what the Browns did, but you know who benefited from this? The Texans. They got from under them.
Yes, they got from under Deshaun Watson.
They got themselves a head coach, and they drafted correct. The correct quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like
they did.
We're seeing CJ Stroud be the best quarterback in that draft.
And we will talk about that at the bottom of our number 2, because yes, there has now been talking, like what you were saying, Wize. There's been talk about this guy actually considering legitimate MVP candidacy vibes.
And we're surprised why. We talked about this. Before the draft. My quick thought on the Draymond Green situation before we continue. This. I had a chance to look at the incident, and there are two sides to this. First of all, Jaden McDaniels started all this by getting
grabbing Klay Thompson's jersey. Mm-hmm.
Second of all, the 5-game suspension came because of past incidents, and it was just said out loud with Draymond Green. What did I say yesterday? His reputation
precedes him.
Mm-hmm. His reputation precedes him. But after looking at the play and everything that transpired because of this, with Gobert and Draymond, maybe this is a part of my bias, but I think those two were trying to prevent a situation because Jaden McDaniels actually threw a punch.
Wize, go ahead, bro.
All right. So this thing about Draymond was trying to prevent a situation. Yes, Rudy had his arm over Klay, right?
Klay.
It was not everybody talking about he had it around his neck. If you look at his other arm, it's under by his waist, and it's more like pulling him off, right? Or not,
or pulling him away for something.
It's pulling him away from a situation. Yes.
Draymond, strictly, you just see him coming, and he puts my man in the straight chokehold. Straight chokehold. Like Rudy's looking up, like looking at Rudy, and he's like, "Yo, what the hell is going on right now?" So all this nonsense about I get it. He put his hands on Klay. I get it. You're there to protect your brother. But my man Draymond came in with all the intentions, like, I'm gonna choke this light-skinned brother out. Like, here we go. He go to sleep, Rudy. That was his intention. You seen it in his face, in his eyes, and it stemmed from the previous game as well. Where he tried to talk to the young boy Anthony Edwards, and Anthony Edwards wasn't having that, and he went and he bust the Warriors. He bust them down that previous game.
Pause.
Yes, pause.
my bad. I did this all wrong. My bad.
We gotta pause that.
Tell me again where y'all came up with that.
Yo, seriously? Why is that the first time I'm seeing this?
The look on Wize's face says it all. I mean, I just we gotta cut this in terms of Wise's reaction. We gotta cut this.
Why is the first time I'm seeing this? Oh my gosh, you're too funny, bro. Oh my.
Wait a minute. Is it truly your first time seeing this, Wize? Seeing that element?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't need to make.
Did you see the other? Did you see the other surprise Cole gave us?
Probably not.
You mean
Yeah, I seen that.
Not
oh,
that.
you've seen that, but what? Okay, let me see. Well, he's seen the "You Got Me After Up." I mean,
No, not that one either.
Oh, you talking about?
Seen that.
I thought you've seen that one.
You crazy motherfucker. I mean this.
Stop. No, just stop. No,
That's all I need to know.
no, we don't need to see that. We don't need to see that. We don't need, like.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to pass out laughing.
I'll back it up with this. Wize just rescued us from 65 seconds of hell. Okay.
Oh no, I don't need to see this.
Wait. Wize did something I usually do. He just went stop.
Bro, like, yo, and the it's the funniest thing, right?
Oh my
Y'all know Marvin Otero. He's annoying.
Yes.
Well, heck, like,
Yes.
The fact you call your cousin by first and last name when you do this is hilarious.
yes. I need people to know who he is. Like, I need you to know, like, because this fool is like, oh, celebrate. I'm like, yo, dude, you just beat the scrub team. My team is garbage. It's not like I'm like, yeah, it's like you're abusing on the Giants. It's like
I know he meant to say garbage, but it came out scrubbage. That's a new word in our lexicon.
They are scrubs. They are like when TLC was talking about no scrubs. They were talking about the New York Giants.
Oh. TLC when they did those scrubs was talking about the 2003. You mean they saw 23 years into the future? Wow.
New York Giants, man. That's how
Goodness
bad
gracious.
it is.
That is horrible.
Wait, a song that's
don't want no
23
scrubs.
years in the future.
Yeah, like that song.
Good
this team is just scrubs.
Lord.
Like there's not like there's nothing. There's like this dude is celebrating beating the Giants twice with like okay, you should expect it. Like the second time, y'all should expect like people like, oh, they're gonna only score. Like, no, they're gonna score 40 points again. I'm like, they're gonna score 40. Like the Giants is just that bad. And then with Tony DeVito, whatever his name is, starting quarterback. It's just
Cole. So this is what you go through when y'all take mentality each and every week.
Every episode.
I gotta ask. Do you spend? I must ask this question because I have the feeling this is gonna be me and Victor after I open random musings at the top of the year. Do you spend more time editing this or taping it?
Well, you know what? We record a lot of. We record probably like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours.
Yeah, that's about right.
He condenses it to
an hour.
Yeah, to an hour, and I've looked at some of the shows that he's cut out some, like he's cut out some real good. Like he's cut out some real good. Like he's got real.
How do you condense this? How do you condense it to an hour? when you are not buckled in your seat in your office. Because there are so many times just during the episodes alone where I see you either getting ready to fall out of your chair or walk out of your office every few minutes.
I'll admit there's some pieces that I hated to put on the cutting room floor, but I'm like, okay, my mind resigns itself to, okay, this could be used for like an extra at some point in time.
I was gonna ask how much extra, how many extras do you have?
Listen, because we've recorded some stuff, and
that could be
he's cut out. He's cut out some stuff that I said that I'm sure would have gotten me in trouble.
That could be. You know what?
That
Cole?
too.
That could be a Thanksgiving. That could be a Thanksgiving special or day after Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Whenever we decide to launch the Patreon, whatever, and they get
exclusive.
Yes.
That's exactly what would be.
Believe me, but like, and the way he edits them, right? The way he edits the show.
Yes.
When I watch the show, because I watch every show when he sends it to me. And
same here. You guys are sending them to me too, Cole, so I can put the shows back on my YouTube page and on the station. Go ahead, Wize.
It's just amazing, like, because he edits the show and it just comes out like I sit there and I'm like, damn, this is like our best episode. Like this, every episode, the next episode is my favorite episode. Like once he's like when we record it, I'm like, damn, this is a pretty good show. But then when he puts his magic in it and cuts out whatever he cuts out. The show is like, this is every week I have a favorite show.
So I'm guessing it takes you longer to edit it.
Slightly, it takes me slightly longer to edit, but I don't mind that. Yeah, but I don't mind that. I don't mind that because the
reason I ask, I'll tell you what Jim Durham told TNT once when they were talking about Johnny Red Kerr. Do you need a seatbelt sometimes when you? When you edit or when y'all
I've actually DM'd Wize and I said I'm going back on this. I'm editing the episode right now. I'm in tears or I'm rolling laughing or I would put quotes that he would say and I'm like, this is an absolute gem.
Like he'll quote what I say, right, and put it in the like he'll put a line out that I say. Yeah, and I'm thinking, did I say that? And
whenever y'all launch the Patreon, I'm one of the first members. That's all I'll say. I'm one of the first members.
Ryan says there needs to be a mentality on Patreon that has a director's cut of it, so I pay to see it. Wow. Okay.
Same.
No, it's
I'm ready to see Cole drop one of those B-rolls, like those B-roll specials that he did a couple of times. I'm ready for Cole to drop.
You laugh, right? But then sometimes my brother fucks up. I'm sorry, my bad. I forget where I'm at. Right now. But my apologies, everyone out there in Radio Land.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now have another from Wize's.
Cause we take this job so serious.
The is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Yes. It's Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Yeah, it was.
The beautiful part about that promo, two things. One, it happened live. And two, Wize looked in the camera with a straight face. And said that. And that's the element that debuted.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. After he saw this, right between the eyes.
Thank you, Kevin Harlan. Right between the play that bump again, because after the L happened, this happened next.
Oh my gosh, this is still to this day hilarious.
Cause we take this job so serious.
The f is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
That was bad.
Mm.
He looked in the camera with a straight face and went, "Sorry, pardon me, my apologies," and that just made us laugh even more.
But I could tell you 2 recent times in editing that I was like, man, just for time only, I can't have it, but it'd be perfect to leave it.
What's that?
All right, so we were talking about Jada and Will, and of course. And of course, Jada wrote a memoir called "Worthy."
That was an award winner. That was an award winner.
And of course, I asked Wize, all right, so what is Jada worthy of? And I knew when I wrote the question down, I knew the main response was going to be she's not worthy of anything. So I knew that was going to happen.
Oh, jeez.
And so he said that, and he was like, "He's at the F you mean? What's she worthy of?" And he called the "you got me effed up" element. After that, I said, "Well, come on, man. I'm asking this because that's what she titled her memoir." And he says, "Yeah, okay, all right, fine. Yeah,
I gave a couple of new titles. Yes.
Yeah. But and he says, okay, you're right. All right. So she titled it Worthy. Okay, but she misnamed it. That book got to be renamed."
Oh,
and I said, "So what does it have to be named?" And then I cut right to when he's like, "Yeah, Will, you ain't worthy of this, but no, we are not worthy of this box."
I did say that. I said, "Will, you're not worthy of this box."
Now that is it. Now that's in there. That's in there. The "Will you not worthy of this box"? That's in there.
Yeah.
But the setup to it wasn't, and I wanted to keep the setup because it was so hilarious to me. And then,
I was hoping you would keep that one.
And then we were talking about the GOP presidential nominees.
Oh, geez.
And
oh, dear God.
and actually, in one in particular, we were actually talking about Chris Christie. And
oh no!
And so Wize said, I got a question. What's his poll numbers? What's he polling? and so I live recorded research, but I edited that part out. So I searched while he talked, and then I talked, yes. and then I mentioned, and I did this on purpose.
Okay.
So I mentioned Vivek Ramaswamy, which was in front of him, and Tim Scott behind him. I said, well, okay, so he's sandwiched between Ramaswamy and Scott. Ramaswamy has this number. Tim, and he's like, no. I know. What's his number? I so badly wanted to keep that in there, but I was like, doggone it, for time reasons, I can't. Gosh, that was hilarious. Oh gosh, that was hilarious.
You know what you two could bring back? Y'all remember a show with Dick Clark and Ed McMahon called TV's Bloopers and
Practical Jokes? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You could cut a version. You could do a version of that just from your outtakes.
we have some outtakes.
Oh yeah, and he's right. There's times I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Oh God, I got that wrong. Oh yeah.
Wait, because he's done messed up. Your boys done messed up quite a few times. But
oh no! Stop it!
We have a blast, man.
We do. I
would love to I would love to one day just be within range and just sit in. Y'all be in the studio. I'll be in the engineer studio and just
witnessing
watch you do.
Because I can tell you, man, I have Seriously. There has not been one episode where I'm like, I regret doing this. There has not been one. Not a one. I have found a nugget in every single episode we've done where I'm like, that was fire. Every one of them.
But recently, my favorite is Governor 0.8%. He is.
Yeah, that was a gem.
Yes,
oh my gosh, that was a gem.
He is definitely my favorite right now, and I'm hoping he finally.
My other favorite.
That was a gem.
I'm hoping he finally came to his
finally
senses.
concedes.
My other favorite with Wize. My other favorite with Wize is when he mentioned Victor when you were in the process of going off on Jason Whitlock. And
oh gosh, the first time he really went off on him, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that's what brings out Bizarro Wize. Jason Whitlock. I was on the floor.
Now what I did keep was when we talked about Brett Favre, and I did not mention Whitlock at all. Did not even say anything about him.
Yes.
But why is he? I mean, he mentioned he defrauded. He took funds from Mississippi and paid it to a gymnasium on his alma mater, and he was in cahoots with one of the former governors of Mississippi, and he texted, "Oh, you sure this ain't gonna get out to the press?" And we mentioned all of that. Yeah. But what got Wize's goat was like, he says, man, he said when he appeared on one of my favorite people's shows, and I was like, oh Lord, here we go. I said, Jason Whitlock. He says that right there, that is what discredits him. I'm like, Lord have mercy. not the frauding estate. Not taking money from underserved, not putting a gymnasium on a campus.
None of that.
His appearance on Jason Whitlock's Fearless. And the beautiful part about it is Wize, and this is one of the best things about him. You could be all chaotic and laughing your butt off. He has this straight face like, yeah, okay, what? I said it. It's a Friday. What do you expect? It's the truth.
Listen.
Yeah.
Time out. Hold up. Penalty flag on the field. He looked square in the camera. Yeah, it's a
another one. When he compared George Sanchez to herpes. I said
that one. I played Wize.
Mm-hmm. I disparaged herpes that day. Herpes that day. Yes.
The way he delivered it was even more priceless. I'm like, so I said, you are now comparing George Santos to herpes? He goes, yeah.
And I'm
disparaging herpes by saying that.
By comparing, yeah. I've
straight-faced.
I offended all herpes
by
comparing them to George Santos.
Just imagine him just saying these barbs with a straight face. It makes it even funnier.
I played that one for Jody. She turned into Teddy Pendergrass again. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. You thought she was that way whenever I play the intro to the City Field, and she can't get through an episode of that. I tried 3 separate times we got through the first one. We had to play it 3 separate times because we kept having to stop. We kept having to stop because we were both like on the floor laughing. And we were sitting on the couch. Every other time after that, didn't get through the intro. I mean, one particular night when she came home, she had a bad day. She had a bad day at work. And I said, baby, I think I know what's going to take your mind off the bad day. And she says, okay. But you got to really make me laugh for this to go away. And let me find it. I said I got the perfect thing that will take your mind off of what happened at your office today. She says, "What's that?" And I hit her with this.
Ray Ray Center will not be televised at this time, so that we can bring to you the following special presentation from LJPN.
I turn to my right,
Mm-hmm.
and she is face first in the pillow.
Not even the intro to the City Fifth. Oh,
It got better. It got
okay.
better.
Mm-hmm.
She was face first in the pillow, laughing. Now, mind you, the way our kitchen is set up, she has her office there, and then we got the couch and the TV there as well. It's kind of like our living room with the kitchen behind it. She was sitting at her desk when I played that intro. In 30 seconds time, she was on the couch, face first in the pillow, roaring.
Good.
Then I hit her with the coup de grace.
And it will make a return very soon.
That point where she got up, walked away, and said, I don't want to see you for another 20 minutes until I recover from laughter. So you know what I did, right?
Oh, you kept playing it.
Oh, hell yeah. I nearly swore. I'm sorry. Hell yeah, I played it. Matter of fact, I went right in the bedroom while she turned over, her face is beet red, laughing. And I could tell her you know how you laugh so hard your stomach hurts and your chest hurts? Wize, thank you for all of those barbs, especially one that produced the commercial for Mentality. Yeah, I walked in the room, she turned over and she said, if you give me one more thing, I'm not going to have a stomach left. I said, well, I may as well finish it.
Get you though.
In the midst of her laughter, she stopped there, looked at me, and said, what the hell was that?
She's never seen a praise dance before?
No.
Wow.
So I gave her the triple play. I gave her the LJPN intro. I gave her the City Fit intro. And then I hit her with the praise dance.
Mm-hmm.
And Wize, I got to throw you some flowers for the F Everything Boston rant. And Cole, extra flowers to you for the way you edited it. In that commercial. You see a shot of the Boston skyline. You hear the theme of Mentality. And all of a sudden you just hear Wize go bleep everything Boston. And you, Mr. Johnson, fell out of your chair.
Done.
But I do gotta because he edited that so well, right? Because because there's a part before I go and curse New Edition out, I says, listen, and I love New Edition.
Yes,
and he cut that out, and it just got me saying F New Edition, right? So
right. I heard the full rant, but it was the way Cole put it in that commercial, and then he. Man, what the New Kids on the Block, New Edition. I mean, he went down the line, and you, Cole, interrupted that rant.
That's really beautiful.
And then you, Cole, made it better. Interrupted that rant with "Dear whatever the law firm is." Sincerely, the United States Supreme Court. I had to walk out. And then the return of Wize. Yep. And then
Ben Affleck.
the one that finished it off. Go for yourself again, Jason Whitlock. I was
the
done.
Again part I loved. Yes.
He said it,
and I was like,
because I've already had said it numerous times. So
yes. Yes.
Want to
Yes.
that it was again. Yeah.
And so so I was like, okay, so I said, how can I visually make it as funny as hearing it verbally? And so
You
got
zoomed
that picture
in
of,
on Whitlock.
yeah.
You zoomed in.
And
Everything
I
was
like,
dead
okay.
center. Everything was everything else was dead center.
Yeah.
And,
Every do not sign was dead center. Right.
and then you unfolded the picture of Colin Kaepernick and Jason Whitlock, and it was gonna. I thought it was gonna go dead center, but then all of a sudden it just and zoomed in on Jason Whitlock.
Yeah. I looked at that. I was like, that's it. That's the capper.
How long did it take you to cut that one? And
That
nothing,
one, I think.
nothing needed to be said after that.
No.
After what I said, go F yourself again, Jason Whitlock. You didn't have to say the time. You didn't have to say the show. Nothing. That gave it away. That's the giveaway right there.
Yeah.
That's the giveaway.
I think the concept of it, I think, took about 10 minutes. The execution of it took probably another 30 because I just wanted to make sure everything was right and all the transitions were great.
And of course, you had to quit laughing.
Yeah.
And of course, you had to quit laughing.
Yeah.
And while we're handing out flowers, I expect to see this commercial on Mentality very soon.
So I realized that I think even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, get all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating, high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates. Magna cum stupid.
Expect to see a combination of that on all of our shows, and also I can't wait for Cole to bring back the Don't of the Week.
Well, you know that thanks to Wize and the wonderful rant that he did, I think back in the spring. And he actually said this. He said, yeah, at the end of the year, which of course that's about in 6 weeks. He says, yeah, we're going to have we'll have an episode dedicated to the effing morons of the year.
Oh yeah, I did say that.
Am I going to be the MC somewhere, just like I did for your show, Cole?
I don't know. I had to think about how I want to do this, but yeah. And that one might be longer. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I hadn't forgotten. I'm like, oh, good Lord! So I got to comprise of an award show for Mentality. Oh, this is gonna be funny.
And Cole gave me the honor of voicing an award show of his 4 years ago. Took me a while to get it together because I was at work when Cole approached me. He said, "You need to voice this. I ain't taking no for an answer." I'm like, wait, what? And then I saw the scripts and I go like, oh yeah, we can do this. All right, let's take a break.
Yeah,
let's head to the second half.
Before we do,
fearless when the man is scared of a treadmill and leaving the refrigerator and not cutting calories and. Go ahead, Cole.
I want to thank you, Victor, for this because I know I'll probably be hearing this somewhere in the future whenever we do talk about Jason Whitlock again, and Wize is probably going to bring this up along with calling him fat, greasy, dumb effing moron.
You know, and only in Wize's, and I could never do a perfect impression of Wize's voice. It's just so smooth when you said that fat, greasy. He stops right, and I stop right there, and I walk away.
Fat, greasy.
The way he stretches the word greasy, tell you everything you need to know.
Every time we do Jason Whitlock or Chris Christie, I know that barb is coming. I'm like, oh Lord, when is he going to bring it out? When?
and then you invoke Chris Christie in the basis promo.
Had to.
You had to.
He said Bud Gut become one. He had to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah.
All right. It's the top of the hour. Cool and Coach are on the way. We're taking a break. We're going to collect ourselves, or at least try to, because Coach Dante is going to go off on the people that doubted CJ Stroud. I already know this.
Of course he is. Yes, it is.
We're just going to say the name, and we're going to give him the floor.
Go.
But y'all don't know when that is coming. But the second half of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, along with Wize El Jefe for the ride, is coming after this.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground, and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Miss.
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved?
Come up with the times, yeah.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still involved? Y'all usually check on me.
We don't do the pages no more, fool.
Still involved. Woo, shut up, abortion. I'm still involved.
But you ain't in church, no.
Them boys, I'm still them boys.
You ain't still no boys. Being down the church don't mean nothing. No, no. No. Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I am Cole Johnson. As you can see, I don't know if it's a slain snowman. We have Wize El Jefe, my mentality brother, joining us, and we've enjoyed the first hour. Now it's time for the second hour. And you know what that means when it happens. Here we go. We have Coach Dante and Cool McCain joining us for the Cool and Coach Hour, as they always do every Thursday, the second hour. How are you two doing?
Doing awesome. How you guys doing this morning?
I can't complain.
Besides the fact they keep playing that stupid Dallas Cowboy video.
So I have a response for that stupid Dallas Cowboys video. Everybody need to be calling him, texting him, DMing him, and checking on him because he's still on drugs.
I love that. Chef's kiss. Cool. I love that. All right. So we actually have a Thursday.
This morning.
I can only imagine if you do how funny it would be. We actually have a Thursday night football game that is not the opening night game or a Thanksgiving game that's worthy actually of a primetime slot. The Bengals travel to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore to play the Ravens. Kickoff is at 8:15 tonight. That's on the eastern side. Of course, if you're on the West Coast, kickoff is at 5:15. I will start with you, Coach. How can the Bengals rebound? Well, Ravens have to rebound too, but how can the Bengals rebound from having a winning streak that was talked about, but having a lackluster performance against a team in the Texans?
Well, those of y'all don't very know that Texans team is looking very good right now. But nobody picked us to go in there win that game. But that's another story for another day. We're talking about the Bengals. They got to run the football. They got to better run the football. Something they couldn't do against, the Houston Texans, who were ranked 29th last year. But our run defense is very much improved.
Better.
But they got to better run the football. They cannot always have the pressure on Joe Burrow. If T. Higgins going to be out, other guys got to step up. Like Tyler Boyd, you cannot drop that easy pass in the end zone like that against the Baltimore Ravens. Against the Baltimore Ravens, you got to catch every bit of those passes. So again, the offensive line got to be better. The offensive line wasn't good on Sunday. Sheldon Rankins had a field day with that offensive line. They got to be better blocking wise, because that defensive line for the Baltimore Ravens is going to come at you and they're going to get after it. And Joe Burrow, he's got to better make some pinpoint throws. I thought there was some throws that he did miss in the Texans game when you have your tight end running across the middle. Instead, you threw it out of reach and it ends up getting intercepted pretty much. But they got to execute, man. They got to execute better. The offensive line got to block better. They got to get the running game going. If they can't get the running game going, they've been forced to be one-dimensional. It's maybe turn out to be a long day for Joe Burrow. And you want to limit time of possession. You want to control the time of possession. When you know Lamar Jackson and Minshew is hot, the dude that was picked in, I believe in the 6th round by Baltimore from East Carolina, the dude that's running crazy right now. If you see that offense that type of hot, you got to do whatever you can to keep that offense off the field. And if Joe Burrow, that's why running the football with Joe Mixon a lot needs to come and play. That running game needs to work. You don't want to keep Lamar Jackson. You want to keep Lamar Jackson off the field as you can. But the offense, it's going to have to start with the offensive line, run blocking and protecting. And wide receivers they got to be able to get open in coverage, and they got to make plays, man. Outside of Jamar Chase, you got to make plays at your receiving core.
The biggest key to me, you mentioned it, running the football. I did not like how they executed running on Sunday. I'm thinking you have one part of your offense that you need to utilize, and barely over 10 carries for Joe Mixon. That's not good enough, especially against a team in the Ravens that wants to grind you and grind you and grind you. Your thoughts, Cool?
So I agree a lot with what Coach Dante said. T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd need to find out a way to actually both catch the ball in the same game. That would be great because
that would help.
Then we wouldn't expect Chase have to go out and
Chase all the time,
150 yards and 3 touchdowns for them to be able to win. the line has to help Burrow be able to have time. It's also got, like you said, got to protect the run. But the biggest thing is Burrow's got to be dialed in. Burrow's got to be the one that say, you know what? They call this pass play. It's the Tyler boy. He ain't caught a pass the last 3 times I threw it to him. Let's audible into a run and see what we can make happen. A lot of these younger quarterbacks that have now gotten the bag, you the guy. It's your franchise. They're run stupid plays. You audible into something that's going to work. The OC is on the field. On the field. You're not going to get
They don't have the balls to audible.
Do what makes sense for football. Yeah. That's the biggest thing for me.
That's a really good point. Yeah, because these QBs think, okay, whatever the OC says or whatever the head coach who actually does call the plays, whatever he says goes. All right, so he's saying this, we're running it. Yeah, you're on the field. You have an idea. You have a flow in the feel of the game to know exactly what is going to be better to be executed at that given moment. Why not roll with that? I totally understand that. Your thoughts, Wize, about how the Bengals can and should rebound from their loss on Sunday? Well, and obviously by the sound, that means they can't. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I guess I was on mute. But they're the Thursday night game, right?
Yes, it's tonight. Yeah, they're playing tonight.
Who they play again?
They play the Ravens.
It's actually a good game.
Yeah, it actually is a good Thursday night game. Yeah,
a real good game. Man,
I'm actually going to watch this week.
I don't think they're going to get the same Ravens team that played this past week. The Ravens blew that game against the Browns. They can't afford to make it 2 in the division. So I expect the Ravens to come out and play much better game. I don't know if the Bengals have an answer for the Ravens. Like last time, didn't the Ravens dominate them?
Yeah, the final score was 32-23 in Cincy. So this wasn't even in Baltimore. They dominated them in Cincy, and tonight's in Baltimore. Yeah,
and besides this little hiccup they just had with the Browns, the Ravens have been playing probably next to the Eagles, probably some of the best football.
Especially in M&T Bank. So
I don't see them. I don't see them losing this game. I don't see. There's nothing. That Bengals team it's either they're hot or they just like this. They're very inconsistent on that offensive line.
Yeah.
So one day they're protecting Joe Burrow. The next game, like
it's like five turnstiles.
Yeah. So I expect the Ravens to dominate again.
Okay. So you say you expect them to dominate. So the mistake that I have seen with the Ravens is that they seem to have the right game plan for most of these games, but they seem to have this proclivity of, penchant for turning the ball over late in games, and they'll have these double-digit leads, and they'll make these key mistakes to either have a team come back and make the game interesting or just literally beat them like what the Browns did this past Sunday. What can the Ravens do to avoid having that letdown in the fourth quarter? And Wize, I'll start with you on that one.
Like you said, limit the turnovers. That's what's been costing them games, turning over the ball. So if you can eliminate the turnovers and continue to play like you do prior, like it's like early in the games that they're dominating, they're doing what they're supposed to, and then for some reason they self-implode. So if you can eliminate the turnovers and try to hold on to the ball and not cough it up and not give it up. And this game it's hard enough, and when you're shooting yourself in the foot, makes it even harder. So
yeah, I agree with you, and I think, well, now we can attribute both losses to me that the Ravens have had, or 2 of the 3, to doing that, just basically just shooting themselves in the foot. Cool, your thoughts on how the Ravens can curtail not being so giving to the opposition in the fourth quarter.
Well, I wanted to say this is something that spanned two different OCs. So we put a lot of blame on the previous OC and said it was his fault. They're still doing it and he's not there. So it's maybe he was part of it, but clearly he's not the big part of it. Lamar Jackson has to sit back and say, you know what? There are times when I need to make throws. There's times when I need to make passes. And there's times when you don't take the shots. A lot of these guys, they're overdoing trying to make the big play. You're in the game or you're just up in the game. Take what's there. If it's a 3-yard slant, take the 3-yard slant. If it's an out route, take the out route. If it's you pull the ball down, run 3 or 4 yards out of bounds, or slide and get down after a couple of yards, take that. It doesn't always have to be a big shot. One of the ways you can help your team is by methodically moving up the field, slowly but surely, 3 or 4 plays. I know it's crazy, Cole. I know it's crazy. 3 or 4 plays at a time, and just getting little chunks of yards. Everything doesn't have to be the big highlight play. And that's where I feel like they're getting stuck. Lamar's trying to make the big plays because he hears the talk and he wants to show that he's worth the money he got, that he's one of those top tier quarterbacks. So he's trying to make these big, fantastic plays. And sometimes the other team knows that because you have film on you for years. You're going to get in certain situations, certain looks, certain formations. You want a big play. And we know the main guy you want to go to is Mark Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can if we can disguise what we're doing on Mark Andrews on you at the time of the snap, we can get you. And I think he just got to be comfortable with spreading the ball around, taking what's there, and not worrying about who gets the ball or how far it goes. Just taking there and working in the flow of the game. And I think they kind of get out of that and get into that. Let's make a big play. Let's either put the game away or try to get the lead back all at once. And I think that's what hurts Baltimore when they lose.
No, I'm just proud of you, bro, because I'm hearing a black man actually saying, well, Lamar Jackson needs to take accountability of this offense. Brings a tear to my eye because I think that type of commentary has been missing in terms of what he needs to do. And I agree with you. Take what the defense is giving you and you're gifted. If all else fails, you can run. And I know that is that. And now he's gotten to the point where it isn't his first instinct. Now he knows when to do it. So now the next step is, like you said, don't be so anxious to take the shots downfield. I agree with you. The last one on this would be for you, Coach. How do you think the Ravens can rebound from having basically the yips and turning the ball over in the fourth quarter?
Well, first of all, again, you got to keep running the ball. You've been effective running the ball with Lamar Jackson and Keaton Mitchell. You're being effective. Why go away from something that has been effective? And this is a Bengals team that have coming in. If you look at the last game against my Texans, they struggled to stop the run. They gave up 150 yards to Devin Singletary, and who that man came from? Buffalo, who Buffalo don't know how to use, no idea how to use the running backs at all. They got good running backs, they just don't use them. So other than that man, this is the first time this man damn near ever had 30 carries in a ball game for 150 yards. So if you're Baltimore, you're looking at that, you're saying, yes, we're going to that, and that's Baltimore's strong suit anyway, running the football. But you can't get complacent just because you're up 31-10. 20-10. You can't be complacent when you think you got a game in hand. You got to keep your foot on the gas. Like my boy Koo said, if you get in a throwing play, you got to take whatever the defense giving to you. Check down, quick slant, whatever is open, you take it. You just trying to keep football moving. That's all you trying to just do.
With the chains, right?
Again, I think it's too many times when they have a big lead, they get complacent, they often stall, they force their defense to stay out on the field longer than what you think. And if you're Cincinnati, man, you got to come in. The Ravens going to run the ball. That's their strong. You got to better stop.
To come and do it.
Stop the run. It's going to be a long day for that Bengals defense, and that Bengals secondary got to come ready to play as well. They got to come ready to play as well because they did not look good on Sunday. Not the running game on the secondary did not look good on Sunday, but other than that, they're going to run the ball. You got to be prepared for when they do run the ball, and plus Lamar Jackson's going to be a part, an extension of the running game.
Yeah, to your point about the defense, the Bengals Sunday gave up almost 500 yards, so a total offense. So, yeah, that needs to tighten up. And I too agree with you. I think when you have a team that comes off the bus saying, "Yeah, we're going to run 125, 130 on you," you have to counter by actually running it against them. And the Browns proved that. Okay, well, you act like bullies. Well, we're going to beat you to the punch. And the Bengals had to be willing to get down and dirty in the mud and actually beat the Ravens to the punch. But we'll see how this goes tonight. The Ravens and the Bengals. Well, the Ravens beat the Bengals handily, really, in their game in September. If the Bengals lose this game, the road to winning the AFC North is going to be extremely tough for them. But if they do win this, the AFC North will be up for grabs. We'll leave it there. We'll take a break. And when we come back, well, you see the WWE belt with the two Eagles insignias on each side. We'll be talking about Cool's beloved Eagles, as they have probably the game of the year thus far coming up this Monday as they face the Chiefs in Arrowhead. This is Snowman in the Morning with Coach Johnson, joined by the Cool and Coach for the Cool and Coach Hour every Thursday in the second hour, and joined by my mentality brother, Wize El Jefe. We'll be back right after this.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color of crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Peckham's. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Cool with Coach with Wize El Jefe. I am Cole Johnson. Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. We are inside the Cool and Coach Hour. And right now on the table is the 8-1 Philadelphia Eagles. Now, they will have their toughest test of the year, probably the toughest test this year for them, as the game they have circled ever since mid-February comes to their purview. As Monday night, they will go to Arrowhead to play the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Cool, I will start with you. 8-1. The last time we saw this team on the field, they stopped the Cowboys 5 yards short from actually stealing a game in South Philly. What do you think the Eagles need to do to improve upon what people have actually said a subpar 8-1 start to their season?
Well, first I want to say I 1,000% agree with that assessment. I've said it several times. This team has not played well offensively. I don't know what they're doing with the play calling. I know that our Nick Sirianni has at least meddled in the play calling on the offense. You can tell because it's become very pass heavy. When Sirianni was calling plays his first year, we were in the same situation. Pass heavy, way too much passing.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if they remember, but we have DeAndre Swift that we brought in to run the ball. We have a little small bowling ball named Boston Scott. We got a big guy named Rashard Penny. We got more than just Kenneth Gainwell in the backfield. Kenneth Gainwell, who does not gain well, by the way. So I would love if we would open up the offense and actually run the ball more. You got a quarterback with a bone bruise on his knee. And what do? Run the ball 10 times a game, Jalen.
Run the ball with him.
Yeah.
Run the ball with him.
So you run the ball with him 8 to 10 times a game. You got him throwing 35, 40 times a game. Right? I get it. He's the guy. He's gotten paid. But we do want him to finish the year because if the cap is he has to miss a game, I'm going to go and tell you right now, unless we're playing, I ain't even going to say that. If he misses a game, we have to put Marcus Mariota in the quarterback. I'm going to tell you right now, you put Marcus Mariota in this defense, it doesn't matter. I mean, this offense, it doesn't matter who we're playing. That's an L. So we need to keep him healthy and on the field. The other thing we need to do specifically against the Chiefs is we've got to find a way to fill in that hole in the middle, that donut hole that we have. Because Travis Kelce is going to be in that donut all game. Rashee Rice is going to be in that donut all game because that's their best opportunity to get chunk plays. Patrick Mahomes has to, as you were alluding to a moment ago, Patrick Mahomes has to be on his butt several times or feel like he's going to be on his butt. Jalen Carter needs to be unleashed. Jordan Davis needs to be unleashed. Hassan Reddick needs to continue to pile up sacks at a phenomenal rate, because keep in mind the first 4 games or so when he still had the cast on, he didn't have a sack. So all these sacks that you're seeing from Hassan Reddick has been since like game was either 4 or 5 when he got the cast on. So we need those pieces to play. We also need this guy. I don't know if y'all have heard of him or not. He was pretty good in college, named Nolan Smith. It'd be nice to see him on the field a little bit more.
It would be. It would be. Yes, it would be.
See him on the field. You know, we've got to target Julio more. We have to make Julio more of a part of the offense, because what's going to happen is guys are going to figure out ways to take away either AJ as they did against Dallas, or Devontae as they were doing games before that. So we need Julio because we need that third option now, especially with Dallas Goedert, you know, out on IR.
Yeah,
so it's a lot offensively. Now defensively, that's going to be tricky. There's a lot of moving pieces on defense. We messed Bradbury up when we had him start playing some in the slot. You know, his technique hasn't been good since then. Him and Big Play Slade, they're not as fast as they used to be. That's showing. Bradley Roby should be returning, which should solidify the nickel corner spot. You know, it's just a matter of a lot of guys getting out and doing what they need to do, and in depth. So now we're going to have depth. Hopefully we properly use the guys that are going to be depth on the team. And we got to cover, and we got to do something about that hole in the middle. I mean, we're going to get, I feel like we're going to get pressure, right? I feel like pressure is going to happen. There's no question to me about that. We're going to get pressure. But we have to be able to stop them if the pass goes in the air. If they get the ball off, we have to be able to stop them and not just stand there and, you know, allow them to complete big plays and then try to rip the ball out every time. Play defense, get some guys out, and Sean decide if these guys can't get it done, man, put somebody else in. And we do get right guard now. So that would be a big help.
I am not liking your Eagles cool because for some reason they want to not go to DeAndre Swift enough. And I'm thinking to myself, the offensive line feeds off of when he runs the ball. I'm thinking, well, am I missing something here? I may be further away from the team than you are, but whenever I see DeAndre Swift run the ball, that offensive line seems to really get after the defensive line. I don't understand it. That's the one thing I don't understand.
They've been scared since, I feel like they've been a little scared since Cam Jurgens was out. to really go for it because that's where they like to run between him and Jason Kelsey. But my thing is, if he's out, you got a whole other side of the offense.
Yeah.
Run over there.
Run the other side.
Run
run the other side.
Run off tackle.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
We don't run the ball because one dude's out? Come on, man.
Yeah. That has stuck in my craw. I'm thinking, dang, man, the offensive line and Swift, they have great chemistry. And that's going to help out Hurts, and it's going to help the defense in the long run. I'm thinking, okay, this might be the ticket for them. And then I see a de-emphasis on him. I'm thinking, okay, no, something's wrong here. Something is massively wrong. But yeah, but even though, yes, we can talk about the bad things that they have not done, they still are 8-1. They still have the best record in the not just in the NFC, but in the NFL. Wize, I'll go to you with this one. With the Eagles, do you think that they can get enough pressure on Mahomes to actually make this game interesting Monday night?
To me, it's just been amazing because you haven't had, like you said, the Eagles haven't played a complete game yet. They've won, but they haven't played a really good game yet, and I'm still waiting for that moment. But they do have the dogs to go after Mahomes. They do have that defensive line that can put pressure on them. It's been more of the defense has been more of bending and not breaking. That's how they to me they've been playing to me more, where they haven't they've been push, but when the time calls for it, they kind of step up and don't break and end up saving the game or whatever they've been doing. But I'm waiting to see maybe this bye week. Everybody's talking about how great Andy Reid is. They're the 23 and 4, 23 and 4, something like that, right?
Yeah, after buys, yeah.
I know it's a small sample size, but Nick Sirianni's 2-0. So obviously he knows what he's doing on after bye weeks. He's probably setting up a game plan that and it's not like the Chiefs have been out here dominating.
Exactly.
It's not like they've been out here dominating. They've lost a couple of times already.
Yep.
I expect the Eagles to come out and win in Arrowhead. I just feel that the Eagles are just much more talented. They have much more talent around them. As far as the passing game, a running game that they should be utilizing more, which they don't. I thought it was a highway robbery when they got Swift to add to that backfield. So I'm expecting them to come back a little bit more healthier from after the bye, and then we'll see how they respond, man. I feel that, to me, the Eagles are the most talented team in the NFL. They have the dogs on defense. They have the offensive weapons to do it as well. It's up to them to put it together, and it's just scary that they haven't played their best game yet, and they're 8-1.
That's where I am with it, right there. And they came, heck, probably ever since the draft. I think pretty much everybody pronounced them to be the most talented team in the NFL. And 7 months later, that has not changed for me either. So yeah, I agree with you. It is absolutely scary that we actually can say this team has not played their best ball, yet they are 8-1. And that one loss came off of a third interception from Hurts. If he doesn't throw that interception, we're talking about a 9-0 team that has not played their best game yet. I mean, that's a really scary thing. Cool, Coach. The question I have for you is, and Cool mentioned it, in the game against the Cowboys, Dallas Goedert got injured, and now he's on IR. How can Jalen Hurts spread the ball more in the passing game and not be so reliant on having A.J. Brown be the guy who's targeted the most?
Well, you got to have other guys step up to the plate. I mean, A.J. Brown, it's a big opera. I love this matchup, Trent McDuffie versus A.J. Brown. And Trent McDuffie was a rookie that came out of Washington last year. who made a big impact on the Kansas City Chiefs defensive side of the ball. So that will be a great matchup. I would love to see, but Devontae Smith. I mean, if AJ Brown is taken away, Devontae Smith is going to have to be the guy to step up to the plate. And you also, I don't know if they're playing Zacchaeus or Quez Watkins. I believe Zacchaeus should be on the field a lot more in that slot position. But other than that, other guys going to have to step up, whether if it's the backup tight end. And that's why in play against the Chiefs, someone you can move the ball against, you're going to have to run the ball. If you can't, you're going to have to run the ball. There's no way in the world the Eagles should not be able to run the ball against the Kansas City Chiefs tonight. And that's where you can slow everything down and have the Kansas City Chiefs playing your game, your style of play instead of playing their style of plays. Kansas City Chiefs, they're very good at getting stops when it matters the most. They're very good. They're not going to, you can gain a lot of yards on them and everything. You can get to the red zone, but far scoring touchdowns, that's what you got to do against Kansas City. You got to be able to put more touchdowns up together. Field goals, it's not going to beat Kansas City. You're going to have to score touchdowns. And if you're the offensive coordinator, you cannot keep running the ball with Jalen Hurts on those quarterback keepers and stuff, knowing that he's banged up. That's why it's so important to run the football as well. And the matchup, that Eagles defensive line versus that Chiefs offensive line. Chiefs has one of the top offensive lines in the game. Offensive lines in the game of football. That's going to be a great matchup. I believe the Eagles can get pressure. If the Eagles can't get pressure, though, I don't care who it is at receiver, Patrick Mahomes is going to find somebody open. He's going to find somebody. Eventually, they're going to break. But I feel like the Eagles will be able to get pressure. This is going to be a close ball game. But both of those teams they're going to battle it out. And on one side, you're going to have the Eagles offensive line versus the Chiefs defensive line versus Loftus, Chris Jones and all that. And on the other side, you're going to have the Chiefs, who got one of the best offensive lines, just like the Eagles, versus that stout defensive line as well. If the defensive line ain't getting home, secondary got to be better. But unfortunately, they're going to find Patrick Mahomes, that type of guy that if you leave him any type of time or escape in the pocket, he's going to find somebody. Somebody's going to break open. Somebody's going to break open. But it should be a good matchup. It's going to be a great matchup tonight, man.
I agree. And actually, it's going to be Monday night. But I agree with you. I think to me the key is which defensive line can get the pressure on the opposing offensive line. And the quarterback they're protecting. To me, I think that is the big time key with this game. Now, switching into the other side. Now, you mentioned the defense a little bit, Coach. This year is a little different from other years with the Chiefs, in as much as this team seems to be predicated on how well their defense is playing, not necessarily their offense, although we all know that the Chiefs' offense is explosive. What has been the key to their defense actually being, instead of a liability, actually an asset?
I believe the secondary is better. I believe the secondary is being able to cover a lot better. I mentioned Trent McDuffie, who gives Tyreek Hill hell most of the times. He forced a fumble on him last time, so he's actually can cover big time wide receivers. Yes, there's going to be some battles he's going to lose, and it will be a battle he's going to lose against AJ Brown. It's going to be a battle that he will win against AJ Brown. That's just how, when you're a great receiver and a great corner is. I mean, you're going to have some of those battles. The receiver's just going to make a play. You're going to have some of those battles that, a cornerback is going to win. I mean, Justin Reed is improved as well. I think the benefit is their secondary. When that defensive line couldn't get home, that secondary used to just fall apart. I believe their secondary is very much improved. And then you got George Karlaftis, who's stepping up, making plays on that defensive line, taking the pressure off Chris Jones. So I believe that that's been a benefit on their run. On their defense. And they also is pretty solid at stopping the run now, something that they ain't used to being used to having. So I think it's a combination of the secondary being more improved and George Karlaftis in that defense and helping out Chris Jones on that defensive line as well. And also they got a very good linebacker. Nick Bolton is a very good linebacker. Leo Chanel has made some plays out of Wisconsin this year. So that defense is very improved for Kansas City.
Yeah, Nick Bolton is extremely underrated, as he proved in the Super Bowl. So yeah, he definitely is a big part of that defense. I totally agree. And I also agree with you on the Chris Jones factor. To me, he's the best player on their defense. The issue I've had with that defense was he was pretty much the only player they had on defense that was willing to step up. And now he has other parts, and that helps him out, and it makes him actually be more effective because of all those pieces you mentioned. And that was great points, Coach. Appreciate that. Appreciate that insight. All right, Wize, you said you believe on Monday night the Eagles can beat the Chiefs, or will beat the Chiefs. How can the Chiefs actually pull the W? And well, not necessarily called upset because actually the Chiefs are favored in this game. But how can the Chiefs actually win this game Monday night?
Oh man, making sure Jalen Hurts doesn't make plays to his receivers, man. Because if unless the Eagles are more consistent with their running attack and make them make them go man to man on their receivers, it's not. If they all right, basically if they let Chris Jones go wild like he did in the Super Bowl.
Oh, game over.
It's over for them.
Yeah.
They have to contain him and make sure he doesn't disrupt that offense and doesn't cause the havoc that he can cause. He's one of those players where he can. You really do have to watch him every play. So
you got to
if they
account
can
for
contain
him.
if they can contain him and limit his impact, then they really have a good shot. If not, if Chris Jones dominates like he did in the Super Bowl, it's gonna be a long day for Jalen Hurts.
Man, nail on head, sir. Nail on head. I agree. I think the Eagles have to find a way to neutralize that offensive line has to find a way to neutralize Chris Jones. But if he has his say on that offensive line for the Eagles, it's gonna be a long day to office for him. I totally agree with you there. I'll give you the final word on this. Cool. The one thing you do not want the Chiefs to execute well against the Eagles would be what? And you're muted, sir. There you go.
My bad. That's an easy question. Passes to Travis Kelce. We don't want Travis Kelce getting off in this game because, Taylor Swift might be there. Hopefully they'll take some of the focus off of the game and maybe he'll be a little sidetracked, But we don't want that connection to get going often against us. I mean, you're not going to hold Kelce to no catches, but we want this to be one of those games where you're like, I don't understand why Kelce only has 4 catches or 3 catches, right? We don't want this to be a game where Kelce's got 10 catches and 125 yards at halftime. We don't want that kind of smoke. We have to figure out how to not let that happen. That, to me, is the main thing. Defensively, they're good enough. By the way, Quez Watkins is still on IR, so that's why you haven't seen him out there screwing up and dropping balls. So happy about that. Hopefully he stays there for
still on. Still on him.
So
oh my gosh.
Sometimes you need to. Sometimes you need to heal up. It takes more time than you expected. So just take the time to heal properly. So that's the rest of the season and the playoffs. We understand.
You still have that Christmas Eve game that he oh my
role. Oh, it ain't one game, sir. It's not one game.
Okay.
We don't have time to go through the games, but it's not one game.
All right.
But yeah, and all the Eagles really need to do in this game, man, is just make sure that you go out and execute. We need to be smarter on the play calling offense. I think defensively, I agree with what Wize said. We have a bend but don't break defense, but sometimes the offense does break. So maybe we need to push another philosophy and mixed in there, like maybe bend but don't break at times, but also pin your ears back and try to knock somebody out sometimes too. I don't like the ratios from game to game. I feel like a lot of times the Shy is attempting to say, okay, last game I feel like I didn't blitz enough. Let me blitz a little bit more this game. But the team may not call for that, but it's like a overcorrection. So I think he needs to tighten it up. If he gets that tightened up, a lot of what he's doing, I like. His ability to make changes at halftime is unparalleled for what we've had since Jim Johnson. right? We haven't had a lot of defensive coordinators that really went into halftime and say, you know what we're doing sucks. We're going to make some changes.
Yeah.
Most oftentimes, doesn't matter. They go in and say, we're just going to come out with the same thing. That last guy we had, who I don't mention, the coach of the Cardinals, he did that every game. He never made adjustments, right? So there's been a lot of guys that didn't make adjustments, but I like that Desai makes adjustments. He has to do better, but this is his first year as a DC. So if you're not going to allow him growing pains, if you're not going to allow Brian Johnson growing pains, then you should have asked the coaching staff, or you should have been in your comments and texting the team and social media saying, hey, go get us veterans, go get us guys that have done this before. Because if you're going to bring in guys that haven't, there are going to be some growing pains. But the biggest thing here is 8-1. This is an opportunity to continue that, go 9-1. The next 5 games for the Philadelphia Eagles, in case you don't remember, I just want to throw it out there. The next 5 games for the Philadelphia Eagles, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. Then we have the Buffalo Bills. Then we have the San Francisco 49ers in their Super Bowl. Then we have the Dallas Cowboys, and then we have the Seahawks. So that's our next 5 games. And I will tell you, it's hard to beat a team when you're looking at a regular season game and they're looking at it as their Super Bowl. That's a difficult game to win. That is difficult.
I swear, you and Wize are competing for Mr. Petty. Why in the world would you actually say the 49ers Super Bowl is when they go to South Philly?
Is it not? I mean, seriously, what have they been chirping about since our game last year in the playoffs? What have they been chirping about?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, it is an important game for both, and it looks like it's shaped to be a more important game for the 49ers than it is for the Eagles.
Purdy would not have hurt.
Yeah, but if Brock Purdy wasn't hurt, we would have beaten you last. I've heard, yes.
If we didn't get hurt, they would have won. Now, yeah, like I say, man, we Eagles fans, we complain about some of the calls in the Super Bowl, but we had our opportunities and we blew it. We're not running around saying, if we beat the Chiefs, that means we would have won the Super Bowl if they called the games fairly. It does not. Because guess what? This isn't the Super Bowl. Whether we win against the Chiefs or whether we lose against the Chiefs, and by no means do I think we're going to lose this game, but whether we win against the Chiefs or whether we lose against the Chiefs, that's one regular season game closer to the goal that we want. If I'm not playing you in the Super Bowl, then I'm not going to treat it like a Super Bowl. My team is not going to treat it like a Super Bowl. We're going to treat it like a regular season game that we want to do everything to win, but a regular season game. The Santa Clara football team is going to treat that like their Super Bowl. So I am concerned that we're playing a team that's treated this, preparing for this like this is their best game of the season, and it's just another regular season game for us. That is a big concern.
Okay, so yeah, I gotta prepare, and then I gotta prepare in the next 3 weeks. And then, Lord, you taking shots at Brian, and Brian taking shots at you in return. Okay, but yes, the slate for the Eagles starting Monday night is going to be brutal. But the final 3 games will be cool. I mean, hey, you got the Cardinals. And you got the Giants. That's the thing. You got the Cardinals, and you got the Cardinals and the Giants game sandwiched in between them. So, you'll
be facing Tony DeVito, so you're doing good.
Yes, this is a Giants fan. He knows it's Tommy.
Hey, I just want to say, man, I know, and this is the petty part of me that cannot hold this any longer. I just want to say, the Giants the Cowboys have been doing a lot of chirping about beating the Giants, right? Oh, how they got 2 games over blah blah blah.
Oh yeah. I've been seeing about the combined final scores of this year. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, bruh, I get it. You had some good games against a team that doesn't have all the pieces. They're not playing well. Congratulations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We played them too. We get to play them too. We haven't played them yet, but we get to play them too. While y'all were playing the Giants, we were playing the Commanders. And the Commanders always give us trouble. You know what I'm saying? So that's 2 games we had to eke out. We won, but we had to eke them out. Even if we play the Giants and we don't beat the Giants like you did, I don't care. If we beat the Giants 17-16, I'll be happy. It don't make no difference.
Because it's still a W.
This is not college. Going out there and pouring it on and trying to get stats against teams that you know can't match it with you because of their personnel at the time does not make you a great team. That's all I was gonna say about that.
And 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 the Commanders give the Cowboys fits too. So take that for what you will. And I know that's how the Cowboys will end their season. All right, we'll leave it there. And when we do come back, we of course joined by Cool McCain, Coach Dante, and we're in the side of Cool and Coach Hour. My man Wize El Jefe is joining me as well. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. And when we come back, CJ Stroud, step to the center. You're getting the spotlight treatment here after the break.
Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything. Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast, every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
We're now in the home stretch. Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. You're inside hour number 2 of Thursday, which always means it is the Cool and Coach Hour, and I am joined by Cool McCain and Coach Dante. Wize El Jefe will join us momentarily. And I did say before the break that we're going to put CJ Stroud under the spotlight. He deserves it. And why? Well, he definitely is going to be the runaway favorite for NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't think that is a debate or a question. But the talk has been at least the last week or so, definitely since the Bengals tasted defeat at the hands of CJ Stroud and his last drive heroics in bringing the Texans to a 30-27 victory in Cincinnati. The talk has been if he could take it a step further and be an NFL most valuable player as a rookie. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, when has that happened, Cole? Well, the last time it has happened, it was Jim Brown. 1957, he won the MVP as a rookie. Now, it's quite possible it can happen because we're seeing maybe a historic a year for one Mr. Stroud. Take, for instance, he now has thrown for almost 292 yards, the most since Davey O'Brien in 1939. But he's considered sort of like 5th or 6th to be in the running to win it. Because, of course, you have others like Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Tua Tagovailoa, Joe Burrow, Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, and maybe even you can throw in Myles Garrett and TJ Watt, who would probably be considered before him. So I will start the question. I'll start the question and I'll throw it to Wize first. What does CJ Stroud need to do in order to become the MVP for this year?
Keep doing what he's doing and win the division. There's not much. It's let's see. He'll win Rookie of the Year. That's for sure. Like that's something he's definitely gonna win Offensive Rookie of the Year. But there's so many names ahead of him right now that are leading their teams also. And you have Jalen Hurts. You have Christian McCaffrey, who just had his touchdown streak snapped. There's so many different things, man, that so many. Is he a future MVP? Yes. But there's players right now that are doing so much more that are putting their teams in prime positions to really go chase a championship. I don't think the Texans are there yet. They're not. They're in the right. They're headed in the right direction. They have the talent. Adding a few more pieces next year will definitely help them out. But at this moment, I think he's just Offensive Rookie of the Year, and because there's so many other quarterbacks. You got Mahomes, you got Hurts, you got McCaffrey, and San Fran, who's doing his thing. Tyreek Hill. Everybody keeps talking about all these quarterbacks. Tyreek Hill is having Madden number seasons. Let's not count him out. He's having a season you would have if you're playing Madden. You're muted, brother.
Thank you. And what I'm seeing with him is he has the ability to influence the game in a way a veteran quarterback does already. The only issue I have with him is there's times where, well, he does still make the rookie mistakes. Heck, even this past game against the Bengals. And you could probably say, well, the interception he threw in the fourth quarter could be basically on the person who ran the wrong route. But sometimes QB has to read that and actually make adjustments. And he'll learn that. But what I've seen thus far, though, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. This guy has what it takes. Like, I agree with you, Wize, to be a future MVP. I just don't think it's going to be this year. But the future, yes. And he's a runaway Rookie of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Cool. Your thoughts on CJ Stroud and his possible chances of being NFL MVP? And I think it's interesting I'm asking this question to you because more than likely, if things go the way they're going to be, the man who's probably going to end up with the award will be Jalen Hurts.
So I'll be real with you, man. Jalen Hurts or CJ Stroud is not going to win the MVP. You know why they're not going to win the MVP? Because it's an agenda-driven award. And the agenda is not for either one of those people to win that award. CJ Stroud, if he takes this Texas team and let's say to the playoffs and even wins one playoff game, there is no reason on earth, it doesn't matter if the Eagles go 16-1, that he shouldn't win the MVP, because that would show you the value of a team that was terrible last year. Ended up with the second pick in the draft, and then go to being a playoff team and maybe even win a game, or even are in that game and it's not his fault they lose, like the defense gives a big play, a fumble from somebody else or something like that. That should be enough to get him MVP, because you can't ever make that much of a jump again. You can't ever be that valuable to that organization again, because you're not going to be that bad in your career where they're going to go from having a number 2 overall pick to being in the playoffs, winning the division and being in the playoffs, right? Maybe even winning a game. But the thing is, there's certain people that, I'll say it this way, fit the narrative that the NFL wants, and those people are going to win the award, whether other people are more deserving or not. Jalen Hurts lost the award last year because he sit out games for injury, and you saw the team was terrible without him. But instead of that being something for people to say, oh, man, that team is bad without him, he probably should be MVP. No. It goes to who? Pat Mahomes. Why? because he's part of the narrative that the NFL wants to push. So it's okay for you to be a star. It's okay if you get your numbers. It's okay if you even win the Super Bowl. But if you're going to be our MVP, you're going to fit the narrative that we want. And I don't think those two players fit the narrative that they want. And I don't think they will be, but I think they both should be. But that's how this thing goes.
Yeah, I agree. There is something to be said about thinking about the Canon commercial of Andre Agassi back in the late 80s, where he said image is everything. Sometimes with the NFL MVP, image does play a huge part in it. So yeah, that you raise a good point. Cool. But in my opinion, I still think if the Eagles finish with the best record in the league, number one of the Eagles is going to be MVP. I just don't see how it would be any way, shape, form, or fashion other than he doesn't finish the year. Mm-hmm.
We had the second best record last year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, yeah, I agree. I will give you the final word on this one, Coach. CJ Stroud. Obviously he's going to be an Offensive Rookie of the Year. What do you think about his chances of being the MVP in 2023? And what impresses you most about him?
His ability not to make the same mistake over and over. I mean, after he threw that interception, which is, it was a bad read, but again, you're on 3rd and 2. Matter of fact, twice in the game with a chance to get a first down and put the game away and avoid that interception. You don't run the ball when your running back has over 130 yards. You've been getting 5 yards of carry the whole time, and you don't run the ball. I blame Bobby Slowick on that play calling, but at the same time, CJ, he's going to learn. He's going to learn that mistake. He cannot throw the ball there and gives the Cincinnati Bengals an opportunity to almost win this football game. You just cannot make that mistake. You've been avoiding those mistakes all year, and those are the situations you're going to have to avoid right there, which is he'll learn. I got no doubt he'll learn that, and he doesn't make the same mistake. And what excites me about him, his poise. He never gets rattled. Like, he threw that interception. Bengals go down there, they kick a field goal. He comes right back. He hits Dalton Schultz over the middle of the field. He hits Noah Brown, by the way, who Dallas fans wanted the hell up out of Dallas, and he already has 382 yards within the first 2 weeks. Right now, then CJ Stroud leads us to a game-winning field goal. So he doesn't get rattled when he makes a mistake. Now, the quarterbacks that you mentioned that's ahead of him, Brock Purdy, I think CJ Stroud's played better quarterback than Brock Purdy. I mean, Josh Allen, are you serious? Josh Allen is throwing the ball nothing to the other jersey. That's all he's throwing the ball to. CJ Stroud has played better quarterback than Josh Allen. I'm not saying he's a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Just saying, as far as playing better football than him this year, CJ Stroud is playing better football, better quarterback than Josh Allen. You can argue he's playing better quarterback than Tua this year, but Tua's a better quarterback. Right now, he's a better quarterback than. I'm not putting CJ Stroud over those guys or nothing. I'm just saying, as far as quarterback play this year, CJ Stroud has looked absolutely better. And one thing, we beat the Bengals. We got the tiebreaker versus the Bengals. We got the tiebreaker versus the Steelers. If it come down to a wild card situation, guess what? The Texans keep on the pace. They're on pace to win 11 games already. They're on pace to win 11 games. They finish strong. If they finish, if the Jaguars do win the division, you still going to be the Texans still going to be picked ahead over the Steelers. They still going to be picked ahead over the Bengals because they own the tiebreaker over those guys. So other than that, I think if CJ Stroud does make the playoffs, even he does make the playoffs, I think he should be considered as the MVP. But I don't think he will get it right now. As a fan, I care about us going out there and winning games. He would definitely be Offensive Rookie of the Year, and him leading us to the playoffs will mean more to me in the fan base than him getting the MVP as of right now. He's going to be the future MVP of the league, no doubt. We already seen him. Man, Cool McCain caught it on draft time. Man, this dude can be the best quarterback in this draft, which he is by far better. He's by far the best quarterback. It ain't even close the best quarterback in this draft. But other than that, right now, I just care about us getting to the playoffs and winning games and having an improved season. That's what mean a lot to me than him winning the MVP, which is something I know which is something, I know he won't get, but to have Brock Purdy, Josh Allen right now over CJ Stroud, someone who only has 2 interceptions, who's had a total of 17 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, who's in the top 6, I believe, in passing. And, the offensive line has been improved too. You got to give credit to them. They're ranked number, I believe, 15th. Our offensive line was dead last year. We don't have a running game. We don't have a running game until Devin Singletary. You may have to make an argument. He's running back 1 right now. I'm gonna make the argument. He should be starting running back. Even when Dameon Pierce comes back, he's ran the ball more effectively than Dameon Pierce. He should be running back 1 in the backfield right now. The receivers, Nico Collins, when he's proven to be healthy, he's proven to be a reliable wide receiver. Tank Dell, surprising rookie, man. Like I say, small, can get open. You can run many gadget packages with him. You just got to give credit to Coach Slowick and D'Amico Ryans in this offensive line. Offensive line was ranked last year, and we at number 15. That's an average offensive line, but I'll take that. And CJ Stroud pocket awareness is another thing that definitely impresses me. But his ability not to get rattled, and to me to say I have a quarterback when we're down by 3, down by 7, he can go get us a touchdown or a field goal. I'm that confident now. Because I know damn well Davis Mills ain't doing that. I know he's not doing that. But CJ Stroud, other than that, I'll be just happy if we have an improved record, and if he makes the playoffs, so be it. But getting wins, what made me more happy when I know he's not getting the MVP.
Oh my gosh, he had to slip in the Davis Mills reference.
I love the reference. I love it.
but you're right. Davis Mills will not do what CJ Stroud has done. I agree with you there. Great conversation, guys. Enjoy this as always. Again, for those who are new, if you want to watch analytics, or I should say analysis of all sorts of sports, these 2 guys, along with Wize, of course, are great at what they do. They know what they're talking about, and it's a pleasure to talk with 3 of these guys, all 3 of them. And we do it every Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central on Snowman in the Morning, the Cool and Coach Hour. Thank you, guys. Totally appreciate it. And that will wrap up things for Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, for Cool, for Coach, for Wize, and for Snowman. He says hello to everybody. I am Cole Johnson, here to say in parting, as we always do, take care, God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, dream big, do bigger. That's what these 3 gentlemen are doing. That's what I'm doing. We hope you in the viewing and listening audience are doing the same. For Cool, for Coach, for Wize, I'm Cole, here to say so long, everybody. See you tomorrow on Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.